Strap yourself in
because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this afternoon of celebrating DTU startups. So some of you might be tuning in straight from the X-Tech finals, so this is just a continuation. But for this part, we'll be celebrating the Ignite finals and also the DTU Student Startup of the Year 2020. My name is Diana, and before I get further into the program, I'm gonna give the word to Marianne Tellersen, DTU Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, who's gonna officially welcome you to this evening.
So welcome everybody. It's a great pleasure to have you along tonight. You know, it's very important for us that we give our startups at DTU a chance to show their big, nice concepts. I hope that you will be watching out there, and some of you may actually later on want to interact with these startups, help them on their journey. And I think it's really important that we use mentors and the whole ecosystem around startups and innovation to ignite much more innovation in Denmark and Europe and the world as such. Tonight is going to be extremely interesting. We have a lot of great pitches in front of us, and then we will have the DTU Student Startup of the Year announced a little bit later on. So welcome everybody, and I look forward to spending an evening with you.
Thanks a lot, Marianne. And as I mentioned before, my name is Diana. I'm a startup coach at DTU Skylab, and I'm also leading Ignite. And tonight we are, as I already mentioned, we're gonna have a really packed background program. Sorry, we're gonna have a lot of startup pitches from the Skylab Ignite Accelerator program. We'll do an audience favorite where we invite all of the attendees on LinkedIn and streaming to take the power in choosing the favorite from Skylab Ignite and announcing the great prestigious prize of DTU Student Startup of the Year and of course the Ignite winners. And we have had approximately 1 week to turn this event into a fully online event where hosts and speakers and startups are being home in their living rooms or where they can find a safe spot to pitch and contribute. And I just want to make a short mention of the team that has made this possible. We have Mikkel Bendix, who's managing the live streaming to LinkedIn, Rikke Villand, who's managing time and team, William Vergo, making sure that the Zoom webinar setup works out, Rasmus Gyllenkerne managing the judges and votation, and Christopher Buch, who will be joining you on the chat if you're listening in via LinkedIn. So just a bit of background for Skylab Ignite. Skylab Ignite is a 10-week accelerator program to become a customer-driven startup that we run on a biannual basis in DTU Skylab. We provide the startups with one-to-one coaching with expert coaches, business developing workshops, pitching experience, and then a chance, which is today, to win 50,000 Danish kroner. So what we are trying to help these early stage startups to get from the program is actual customer feedback, a stronger network in the startup ecosystem, a convincing pitch, and a validation of their startup. We have 7 teams with us in this batch of Ignite. They come from various industries and backgrounds, and I promise that it's going to be exciting. You'll see a lot of different technological and future impactful solutions tonight. So this is the finals, and that means that we're going to be handing out 3 prizes. We're going to be handing out the Ignite winner, the prize of 20,000 Danish kroner. Then we're going to hand out the 15,000 Danish kroner for the runner-up, so that means the second place. And finally, 10,000 kroner for the audience favorite that we are asking the audience to help us select. And all of the prizes are sponsored by the Christian Nielsen's Fund. So to help us find the winner and the second place tonight, we have Nina Mobin, who is the CEO at Otto Münster's Fund, with great sales and director and investor background with us. We have Jakob Heiberg, who's a program manager at DTU Science Park or FutureBox in particular. He comes with a really strong background in business development and startup expertise, has been in several startups prior to being in FutureBox as well. And then Maria Flora Andersen, who's co-founder and director at Station, or previously Student Innovation House. And she has an expert background in innovation and impact, so developing sustainable solutions. And I'm really happy to have this strong panel of judges with us today. You will meet them once we get into the pitching. So what the judges are going to be looking for is customer validation. Have the teams been talking with customers? Do they understand their needs? Have they defined a strong problem and solution? Do they actually have the team that it takes to carry this project out and a realistic plan to do so? And can they deliver and explain what their startup is about? So how this is going to work, and we're going to hand the word over to the teams in just a second. It's going to work the way that the teams pitch 3 minutes, and then we go straight into the Q&A, where the judges get a chance to ask further questions to understand the solution and the idea and what they've been working on so far. And once we've gotten through all 7 teams, the jury will leave the room and find the winner and the runner-up, and then the audience get to choose the favorite. So without further ado, this is the pitching order, and we're going to start with Stacey. So I'm going to ask Stacey to take over the screen now and start sharing your slides, and then I'm going to give you the word. And of course, important to notice is that I'll be timing everything. So that means that I'll say exactly when 3 minutes are up, and I'm gonna have to cut the time. And then when the time is up, you have to stop pitching. And the same for the Q&A session. So Marcus from Stayseed, are you ready?
Marcus from Stayseed is ready. I'm here. Hopefully everything is looking nicely.
Great. Okay, so I'm gonna start the time on go. So you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
I will show you a product that could reopen restaurants, bars, and cafes and reduce the electric consumption by 90%. Hi, I'm Marcus, and I'm from Stayseed. Now, let's have a look at the outside dining area of a restaurant. These are great for several reasons. Number one, they increase the capacity and therefore the revenue for the restaurant. They're really cheap square meters to develop. And finally, in a time of Corona, they're very Corona friendly because we sit outside and eat, right? However, we need to heat these areas. And the way we do it now is with huge electric heaters. These use vast amount of energy on heating up cold air and oftentimes empty seats. The ones who are left with the expensive bills to pay are the restaurants themselves. France has actually banned the use of heating lamps due to environmental concerns. So what are we going to do? Well, the solution is of course a Stayseed. In Stayseed, we have taken the heating element and put it close to the customer. This means that one lamp can power 40 of our seats. As a consumer, you can adjust the heat to your liking, and we get an amazing 5 hours of battery time before needing a recharge. When the shop is closing up, you just simply store our seats on our railing system, and it's charged up, and it gets charged up, ready to use the next day. Here are a couple of happy customers using our product, and I would like to show you it, but I don't know if Zoom will allow me. These are the restaurants we have onboarded for a pilot test, and after talking to them, we realized that we need a subscription-based model in which the restaurants pay us 75 krona per cushion per month. This gives us a break even of just 4.5 months and a reasonable profit margin. Let's look at why this is interesting for the restaurants themselves. Well, this is a calculated example where we see that by renting our seats instead of using their electric heaters, they actually save 45% on their electricity bill after our fees. The market, there's 10,000 restaurants and cafes in Denmark. 52% of the revenue is generated inside the capital region. And 5 to 25 employees, restaurants with that amount of employees, are the most profitable. This means that we have 1,100 high-value customers within a 1-hour drive of our proximity. If we apply a business model to these numbers, this means a revenue of 1.65 million kroner per month. And alone, if we look at the business to consumer market, in Denmark alone, we have 1 million terraces and balconies. We have 200,000 recreational boats.
Time's up, Marcus.
And it just goes on and on.
So much.
This is our team. And if you're as passionate about our idea as I am, then stay seated.
Thanks a lot, Marcus. Thanks a lot. Let's give them a virtual hand. Thank you for a great pitch. So over to the panel. I'm going to start the timer now. So Nina, would you like to start? Do we have Nina Movin with us? I think Nina is muted.
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hello.
So, great presentation. Thank you. How do you make sure that people do not steal the cushions? How do you make sure that you get them back if a restaurant no longer needs them? And this service contract, how is it set up? So the whole interaction with the clients, please.
Right. 3 questions. How do we make sure people don't steal them? This isn't something we have experienced in our customer base of restaurants. We don't see that as a problem. We can use wires as well as proximity sensors that just goes beep, beep, beep whenever a seat leaves the network. Your second question was regarding the whole interaction of how do we get them back. So we can we can both just sell them outright and make a profit of that. But at the moment, we know from restaurants that they would much rather prefer the subscription-based model. So this is just a matter of law and of legal issues, making sure that these come back. But at the moment, because of Corona, they don't have much money between their hands. So they really like the subscription-based model.
How long time does a cushion last?
We have estimated, a conservative estimate, is that we said it lasts 20 months. And on this, we would make roughly 1,100 kroner per seat.
So I think let's try Jacob. Do you have a question?
Sure. Hi, Marcus. Thank you for a good pitch. I've been in the restaurant business for 15 years, so I know a little bit about what the pain of restaurants. I think this is a very interesting product. That said, your team, what capabilities do you have in your team? Because you didn't have much time to go over that. Okay.
So on my team, I have Mark. He has 38 years of sales experiences, as long as he's driven 5 independent businesses. Jonas has driven 1 independent business and works professionally by writing funding applications. Martin, he's the head of a Danish Student Association, and he knows how to create websites and stuff like that.
And how many of you have direct restaurant experience?
I don't believe we are in the restaurant business. We're selling to restaurants.
Selling to restaurants.
But Mark would be the most knowledgeable in this area.
Right.
Maria Flora, maybe a question from Maria Flora. Sorry, Jacob.
Thank you. I seem unable to start video because my host has stopped it, but here comes a question. How you say that the product lifetime is 20 months. What happens at end of life?
This is a conservative estimate from our part, mostly to try and make the budget to get numbers on our business model. But we estimate that the lifetime is far longer, and we build our batteries out of components that can be recharged. essentially we build them by cell, so each cell can be tested and reused if needed.
So the individual cell, what do you estimate the lifetime to be of the individual cell?
The actual cell will have roughly 1,500 charge and discharge cycles. So this will account to somewhere between 3 and 4 years.
Okay.
Very short question. There's 10 seconds. No. All right. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Marcus and Stacy, who wants to revolutionize the outdoor restaurant experience. A virtual applause. And Team Hembu, you can get ready and take over the screen sharing. So we are almost ready for with the next team who's gonna pitch.
Yes, I will share the screen.
1 second, we have Team Hembu. And as before, when I say go, I'm gonna start the time, okay?
Yes, is everything all right with video and presentation?
Yes,
Okay.
everything's all right. Are
Great.
you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Go.
Hi everyone, I'm Elsa, and today I'm gonna talk to you about Hembu. Hembu is a startup that is currently developing a prefabricated facade element made out of hemp and bamboo. The reason why we're doing this is because the building sector is nowadays very polluting, due to many reasons, but the one that we are tackling is actually the large use and the very polluting production of concrete. In fact, if concrete would be a state, it would be the third in the entire world for CO2 emissions, only after USA and China. Furthermore, the construction industry is very conservative, so it's very difficult to change the materials and techniques that are being used. This is why we came up with our element that should replace the concrete elements. It has similar technical properties, similar prefabrication and installation processes to make the transition easy and fast, and a similar price. But compared to the concrete facade elements that are being used here in Denmark, it saves up to 80% of CO2 emitted in the environment. And this is according to the life cycle assessment that we performed. Our target customers are architects and construction engineers. This is because it's these people that decide which materials and techniques to use when there is a new building to be built. And these are the ones that we have to convince that our element is better. And in fact, we already have. In the last months, we have talked to several architects and engineers to get the feedback and positive comments, a market validation, and possible collaboration projects in the future. The market for our element is quite big. We know that the Danish building industry is very active, and trends show that the companies will focus more on carbon neutrality. And if we take our main competitor and compare it to our element, the prefabricated cross-laminated timber elements, the IMARC group says that in the next 3 years, these elements are gonna double their market dimension. So there's plenty of space for our element. The team of Hembu is composed by 2 people. It's me, Elsa, and Helena. But we are searching for new team members to get on board, to get also some profiles that we're actually missing in our team. The roadmap for Hembu, besides finishing the Skylab Ignite program tonight, is continuing the networking and the product development that we have started in these last months, and actually find a test building for our elements where we can, in an all-around perspective, actually assess that the element works technically. And with this, we hope that we can actually make a step to make the building construction less impacting and a bit more eco-friendly. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Team Hembu. Thank you, Elsa. Also, a big round of applause to you. So over to the judges as well. Maria Flor, do you want to start this time?
Yes, thank you. So I would like for a start to hear, how have you tested this? Now I saw you had some remarks from Real Dania, who is a foundation and a professor from the School of Architecture. Have you validated this with the customers who would actually buy it? Is my first question. And secondly is, I was wondering how far along you are with the tests, and what is your strategy with regards to all the standards that are used in the building industry? which are the driver of a lot of the,
it's
products that are currently used.
Yeah. So for now, we begin the test of the structure because bamboo is not certified yet. We would like to certify as wood construction. So we're doing strength tests for now, as well as we did a prototype during our thesis of this element. We actually have a small corner of a wall to assess if it functions as we thought it would. And for now it showed, and of course we still need a lot of tests like fire, acoustics, all these different things before it can actually go to the market.
And when you have you validated the product also with some of the potential clients?
Yes, we have talked to several architects and engineers, and also to a business owner that actually makes houses, and we gathered a lot of positive feedback, and actually, like, they told us what the element would need in order for them to buy it. So yes, we have a market validation with the people that we talked to.
Okay, let's give the word to Jacob, maybe. Do you have a question for the team, Hembu?
Thank you for a nice presentation. Also very interesting product here. What is your experience on the sound and acoustics with this product? Because that could be a potential advantage compared to concrete, which is very hard.
Yes. Yes, so the insulation part of the wall is the hemp, and the hemp is certified to be a very good acoustic insulator, and we take that as a strong aspect of our element, not only compared to the concrete, but also to the cross-laminated timber elements that I mentioned, as they actually have a very bad acoustic insulation. So we see this as a strong point of our element.
And what about heat insulation?
The heat insulation is also, it's the hemp that does that. And we have designed the element to actually perform according to the low energy standards of the 2020 building regulation. So we have a very good insulation value.
Great. Thank you.
Nina? You are unmuted, so you have to unmute.
I'm now unmuted.
Great.
So, thank you very much. What about the team? You spoke that you said you needed some more competences. What are you looking for, and how is your interaction, and which competences do you have in the team now?
For now, I'm the structural part of the team. She's the indoor climate and insulation, and we're lacking mostly a business developer, because we do not have a lot of skills within this. We are actually having some meetings in the next weeks with some potential, what can you say, partners.
And what about sort of production and logistics and getting out to the clients, the right size and all that? Have you thought about the whole logistics side of this thing?
Yes, so we know that creating a production line for this element is going to be quite difficult, because it's big elements and a lot need to be produced. We have contacted a company in France near Paris.
I'm very sorry, but this is everything we're gonna get to. Yes. Thanks a lot, team, again, and thanks for good questions from the judges. All right. Hembu, who's gonna revolutionize the building industry. Team Innersted is up next. So while Anna prepare, you can start sharing your slides.
Okay.
Looks perfect. We just need a full screen.
Yep. So,
and, are you ready, Anna?
Yeah. Hi to everyone.
So you can go.
Yeah. This is Saro. She just had her kidney transplanted, and she's being treated with drugs that weakens her immune system, so it's more difficult for her to fight pathogens. A fungus that we are all in contact every day is starting to grow in her lungs, developing a disease called invasive aspergillosis. This fungus might not be a problem for you, but for Sarah and 175,000 immunosuppressed people just in Denmark, it is. In the current situation, Sarah can have between 50 to 80% chance of mortality due to the late diagnosis. If she's lucky enough, she will receive treatment, but up to 50% of all cases are undiagnosed. So the real problem is that doctors lack sensitive methods to diagnose, and this delays the treatment. We want to increase the chance of Sarah's and all susceptible patients' survival up to 90%. How? With a biosensor that detects this fungus. It will be 3 times faster, so it will allow a diagnosis in less than 12 hours, so she can be treated in the range of time that ensures her survival. Our solution is non-invasive because we only need a saliva sample. It has high accuracy because it doesn't rely on an expert opinion. When placing it under a UV lamp, if the patient has the fungus, a fluorescent signal will appear, and it has low cost and maintenance. We will provide doctors an easy-to-use tool to detect the fungus, thus enabling them to save lives of patients at high mortality risk. All the equipment needed to work with it is already in the hospital's laboratories, and they just need our biosensor. The people at risk of invasive aspergillosis is currently increasing due to COVID, an aging population, and increase in organ transplantation, among others. Our first target market would be Denmark, then Spain, and we aim to increase it in the whole Europe. We started 3 months ago, and so far we got acceptance by the Skylab GMO lab. We validated our technology with a doctor in Spain and several researchers from DTU and University Autónoma of Barcelona, and we also aim to get more partnerships with them. Also, we need funding to buy lab materials and to start to develop the biosensor. We calculate that we could have the biosensor ready to be distributed to hospitals in 2 years. We are 3 biotechnologists with laboratory experience and strong backgrounds in the sanitary and pharma fields. We know that more people has to join us to have a more interdisciplinary team, but the 3 of us we are ready to ensure survival of patients that are fighting against invasive diseases. So thank you, and feel free to contact us.
Perfect, on time, Anna. Great. Also, a round of applause to Team Innerstedt. Great job. So, Jacob, I'm putting you on the spot now. Do you have a question for the team?
Thank you for the presentation. I'm actually an Autónoma alumni, so I've studied there as well. A couple of quick questions I noted down here is, do you need an approval, medical approval for the device?
Yeah.
And does anyone in the team have experience running this process of getting the approval through the, is it called EDA?
No yet, but we can have more experience, and we also mentioned that we need to increase our team. So we would also, if we don't manage, incorporate more people. Yeah.
Okay. I think that was, and what, do you have any IP protection for your technology, or can anyone develop something like this?
Not yet, because we are already, we just have the theoretical idea. It's why we need funding to start to do it in the laboratory. So yeah, when we start, then we will ask for IP rights and all this process.
All right, thank you.
All right, Maria, Flora.
Thank you, great presentation. Are you planning, when you scale this up, are you planning to work your team directly with the hospital, or are you entertaining the idea of forming collaborations with other parts of the industry in order to be able to scale it quicker?
Yeah, this is, I think we need partners also in other industries to scale it quicker. but yeah, also sell it directly to hospitals. It's like the main idea now, if we can manage to do it. But if not, yeah, bigger companies maybe can help us, or like just merge or something like this. Yeah.
Thank you.
It was not.
Nina?
Yeah, so thank you. That was interesting. Do you have an idea at this stage about how much such a biosensor should cost? Will it be very expensive or very cheap for the hospitals to buy? And does it need training?
Yeah, we calculate that. Well, now we assume that it will has a cost of 40 euros each test. And no, it doesn't require like an expert, just a technical of a laboratory can use it because it's easy to use. Yeah.
It sounds like that the Novo Bioinnovation Institute would be the perfect partner for you, but that's not my task here. So
Okay.
about the team, which competences do you have? And do you have everything in this? You spoke about that you needed some more people.
Yeah, we are biotechnologists, and we are now studying pharmaceutical design and engineering. Yeah, we miss the business manager or business, yeah,
Okay.
partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's still time enough for one more question. Maria Flor or Jacob or Nina, yeah?
Yeah, I was just going to, could you talk us a little bit about this salvia sample and how the product really works, right? Could you talk us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So like when a doctor will think like, oh, maybe this patient has can have this disease, it's just taking the sample of the patient because it's a disease that it's caused in the lungs, and then the sample will be directly sent to the hospital laboratory, and then with the sample and some little procedures, they can put it inside the biosensor, and then it will work.
Time's up, unfortunately.
You.
I'll have to cut you off. Sorry. Thanks a lot, judges and Team Instead. A round of virtual applause again. And while we do that, Team Thermore, please get ready to pitch and to share your presentation, because you're up next. And we're now almost halfway through. It's difficult to be halfway through something that is an unequal number, but we have 4 more teams to go. And for everyone who just tuned in on our LinkedIn live streaming, this is the Ignite Finals that we are running right now. We are in the middle of the pitch competition, and I'm now giving the word to Andre from Team Thermore.
Yeah.
So, Andre?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, then you can go.
It's the summer 2020, and Otto, he's out harvesting with his combine harvester. The harvester's mower hits a rock, and the sparks fly. The sparks ignite a fire. Because of bad orientation and the dust from the field, it's impossible for Otto to discover the flames. When Otto makes it to the end of the field, the size of the fire has expanded. Otto quickly grabs his fire extinguisher and rushes towards the flames, but it's already too late. The value of Otto's loss is almost 700,000 crowns. His insurance covers 60%, but still, poor Otto loses almost 300,000 crowns. Through interviews we've had with farmers, firemen, and farmers' unions, we know that Otto, he isn't alone. In 2018, the Danish fire services went out and extinguished 1,700 harvest fires in just July and August. And the problem is even larger abroad. In everything we do at Thermo, we believe in creating a safer world. We solve sustainability problems by making user-friendly products. Our solution is a thermal sensor mounted at the top back of the harvester. Our tests, they proved that Thermo can detect heat changes in a range of 200 meters. And that's perfect, because the Danish fire services tell us that it's within the first minute of a spark that a fire ignites. When thermal discovers fire, it will alert the farmer inside the cockpit. Now, the farmer can extinguish the flames himself. Our global market consists of 3.8 million harvesters with an annual sale of 28,000 new units. Our customers tell us that they wish to buy thermal already implemented on their harvesters. So that's why we're working towards a license agreement with John Deere and Claas. Our competitor on the market is Site Security. Site Security's towers with thermal camera will alert an external team, and then the external team will alert the fire department. Their solution cost £500,000. Thermal costs only 15,000 crowns. We alert the farmer within seconds, as well as discovering the fire. We are selling him a safe harvest. And by partnering up with insurance companies, we wish to become an insurance requirement so we can be standard equipment for harvesters, just like a seatbelt in a car. We have spoken to our customers, and they say that they want to discover the fire as early as possible so they can extinguish them for themselves. We are Thermo. We secure the harvest. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Andre. Thanks to Team Thermo. A round of applause to you as well. So, Nina, do you want to start?
Yeah, so thank you very much. So when you spoke to John Deere and Claas, what were their reaction and how willing are they to enter into an agreement or a partnership or test?
Right now, they are quite willing, but first they want us to prove how big the problem actually were. And mostly we have seen that it isn't that big in Denmark, but it's really huge in outside of Denmark, like Australia. And Claas already has a big market in Australia, so they want to satisfy the customers even more. So they have shown quite a big of an interest in this partnership.
And your competitor with a more expensive solution, how widely spread are they? You know, how many use them, or how do they cover the customers?
They are not only used for this field, they are like a multi-industry use. They are also used for securing sites at construction sites. So they are in a big range of things. But the problem with them is that they can only survey such an area. They're not really where things happen always. So that's one of also the bigger problems with them.
Thank you.
Jacob, do you want to take over?
Sure. This is really something with a global potential if you can make it happen. So that's very interesting. I was wondering what will stop John Deere or another producer just doing it themselves. Do you have any sort of protection, or is it difficult to make this product?
At the moment, we do not have any protection, but we do have a lot of testing in advance. So they will have, it will be better for them to just work with us than developing themselves, because there is a lot of testing work up to this area. And also, there is also a problem they need to solve with the dust that we found out.
Is it known technologies or that you put together in a new way, or is it new technology that you're developing?
It's a relatively new but still known technology that only can be done in, I think it's for about the last 5 years, because thermal sensors are usually just get so hot. So it's really hard getting them this small.
Maria Flora?
Thank you. So I have a few questions. One is, when you state the cost of 15,000, is that per year or per month, or is it a one-time payment? Is one, and then you estimate how you can recover the monetary loss for the individual firemen. Do you have any estimates of how much this would yield in potential CO2 savings? And also in terms, just as Jacob points to with the global market, have you estimated the importance for food safety in in developing countries?
Well, we have made a little slide ready for this. I'm glad you asked. But yes, we have numbers on crops burned. When 1 acre burns, it's about 10 tons of wheat just going up in smoke. So it really has a potential to reduce hunger as well. But also the price was a one-time purchase of 15,000. So there is quite a potential here, and as well as also if the fire. What?
Time's up. Sorry.
Sorry,
Time's
it's
up.
okay. Thank you for your time.
So thanks a lot, Team Fermor. You also get a round of applause. And now we're going to the next team. Previously, No Catch Nutrition, now changed name to Norwegian. So Sophie, you can take the stage. And you're muted.
How about now?
Much better.
All right, great.
So are you ready?
Screen? Yeah, I'm ready if you are.
All right, then you can go.
Perfect. I'm Sophie and I'm pitching for Norwegian, plant-based vitamin D that actually works. Do you remember sunshine? I do not, and neither does Nora, because she lives in Copenhagen. Like many in her generation, she cares about health and the environment, so therefore she follows a plant-based diet. Yet, Nora feels tired all the time and she often gets sick. This is because she is vitamin D deficient. In fact, 1 billion people across the globe is today, and that number is 200 million in Europe alone. And why is this important? Put simply, vitamin D is so important for the functioning of our immune system. And adding to this, there is a growing evidence link between this deficiency and COVID-19 risk and mortality. But why do we have this serious problem? Contrary to other vitamins, like vitamin C, vitamin D is hard to get enough of. So unless you have access to loads of daily sunshine and you eat fish and beef liver, you will likely be deficient. Let me put it this way, it's impossible for people like Nora to get enough unless she supplements her diet. But supplements are stripped of all other nutrients that you need for your body to take them up properly. So in many cases, they're a waste of money. No wonder Nora and a billion other people out there are tired and sick. And of course, we want to help. But how? Let's make it easy to get enough vitamin D from a plant-based food. Through cutting-edge food tech innovation here at DTU using microalgae, we have created the world's first vegan, organic, and eco-sustainable vitamin D source. This efficient nutritional powerhouse will be conveniently enjoyed as a juice shot. How do we know that Nora and her peers will buy this? People like her are actively looking for an easy and efficient way to stay healthy that doesn't compromise their green values and lifestyle choices. We create real value to them. 70% of Western consumers understand that vitamin D is so important, but it's people like Nora who are screaming for our product, and thus they represent a lucrative beachhead. Business viability lies in the fact that vitamin D and healthy juice markets are growing steadily, where juice shots have soared in popularity in the past year. In order to gain necessary exposure and brand familiarity, revenue will be generated through retail in the first stage and later expand online through direct sales. Let's talk about how we will get there. Next on the roadmap is test sales and food approval, which will justify scaling up production, followed by establishing distribution partners and customer creation. To end, I would like to present the killer team behind this idea. There's a 50-50 split between master business students and PhD food scientists on the founding team with professional experience in both fields. On our advisory board, we have the leading industry senior expertise on nutrition, vitamin D, as well as testing. Nora has a serious problem and we know how to help her. To start the process, we need 200,000 kroner. Thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot, Zoe, and thanks, Team Norwegian.
Thank you.
All right, Maria Flor, do you want to start?
Yes, thank you for the presentation, Sophie.
Thank you, Maria.
So, have you tested whether this is, you mentioned that a problem is that it's hard for the body to to actually get the nutrition from the normal supplements? Have you tested whether your juice is easier for the body to obtain?
Exactly. That is obviously a major point that we need to overcome in order to move this business forward. And that testing is underway. It's currently being done by Jette, our vitamin D expert here at DTU. So she's doing an in vitro test and she's proving exactly how much more efficient our product is over supplements. So we want to resegment that existing vitamin D market with a higher performance of our product. And we also want to compete in the shot market, as our shot will be the only one with natural vitamin D. That's so sought after. Like they ran out of vitamin D supplements in Sweden and Denmark this week. So there's a massive supply problem, and the supply problem is not solved today because our product is not out there. So we already know our product is needed. We just want to prove how much more efficient it is, which is the condition that retailers are looking for in order to stock our product.
Sure. And how about the taste?
So the taste is very, very much like matcha and rosehip, which is the flavor profile that our target audience really likes. So we did a lot of product testing. We've done interviews and focus groups, and we scraped the internet to follow the conversation online. And the product, because it's fresh and that's so inextricably linked to healthy products, that was number one instead of doing pills or any kind of supplements. And having that taste that reminds you of green tea and healthy products, that was the winner.
Okay, super. And the last question is,
I think we might have to give some space to the other judges. Sorry, Jacob or Nina?
Yeah, so what about the price of this product compared to other?
Right. Yeah, so the price points, we know that our target audience is willing to pay a premium of 25% for sustainable products, saying that most of the juice shots providers are sustainable in various ways. And they are between 20 to 30 kroner, and we have positioned ourselves exactly in between at 25. And because we have a high value ingredient that nobody else has, and we outcompete other shots on nutritional content, we believe that price point is a winner as well.
And the team, could you mentioned the team, could you talk a little bit more about it?
Sure.
Which competences does the team have?
So I'm 30 years old, and I've been working with business executions and communication campaigns for five years or so. Sarah is our head of marketing, and she used to work in Switzerland's best advertising company. We have our PhD lead scientist within food, and she's the person behind this invention in microalgae. We have Mette, who is in charge of partnerships and food scientist as well at Arla. She works here part-time. And on our advisory board, we have seriously the best expertise you could have within vitamin D nutrition and testing at DTU, but they advise the European market at large and at the EU level. So for us to get food approval for this is looking really good as well. So we have like a runway of 1.5 years to get our product out to market and really make a difference for people's health, including my own. I follow a plant-based diet and I really need this product.
All right, there's 10 seconds left. A short question, Jacob.
Shelf time, how long does this live compared to other fresh juices?
That's a good question. With about 7 days, unless we do an HPP processing.
All right, that's the answer that we're gonna be living with.
Which we give it 30 days.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks a lot, Team Norwegian, and for great questions as well. So we have 2 teams left. I'm now going to give the floor to Blinding Vibes. So Emil, feel free to start sharing your screen and your deck. So 2 teams left of this Skylab Ignite pitching competition, the finals of the autumn 2020. And Emil, I see you're already ready, so I'm not going to say any more.
Yep.
So are you ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
All right, then you can go.
All right. Hi, my name is Emil, and I'm from Blinding Vibes. At Blinding Vibes, we're developing technology that makes it possible for blind people to play video games. By being blind, you are at a much higher risk of being socially excluded, which can impact your mental health. We are creating a space where everyone has the same possibility to participate, a space where a blind person can be independent and meet new friends on a level playing field. Oopsie. We're developing a glove that uses vibration motors to translate the visuals in a video game into something that you can feel. And by doing this, we are making it possible for blind people to play video games. We have tested this game with multiple testers, blind testers, who are able to navigate through the maze using our technology. And the techniques we've used in this game can be implemented, can be extended to other games. For instance, Pac-Man shares the same structure and can be implemented using our technology. We are targeting blind people in the age from 10 to 49 because this is where 80% of all gamers are. And by using data from the sighted gaming community, we are estimating that around 3 million people are in our target group. We expect to be able to sell our glove for at least 500 Danish crowns, which is very common for gaming equipment. And all this gives us a very big market and a target audience who are craving a solution. But how do we get there? First of all, we are expanding our team with sales and marketing skills in order to ensure that our product will end up in our users' hands. We are also approaching game development companies in order to acquire partners who can develop content for the glove. And furthermore, we are applying for soft funding to hire a designer so we can redesign the glove and make it really nice. In 12 months, we expect to have a kick-ass glove with supported games that you can play with your friends. The team consists of me and my partner, Dev, and then we have an open space for our co-founder and a sales and marketing expert. In the Skylab Ignite program, we've had Sophie Beck as our advisor, and she's helped a lot with developing our business model. We are also applying for the Skylab Incubator, and we can't wait to see who we'll be working with then. If you love the idea, please contact us and let's improve the quality of life for blind people. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Emil and Team Blinding Vibes. Virtual applause to you as well. So I'm going to give the word to Jacob.
Hi, Emil. Thank you for interesting presentation, and say hi to Dev from me. I know him from a prior accelerator.
All right, cool. He's listening in as well.
So is this known technology again, is the first question, and can you protect it somehow before you start contacting too many people about it?
So we have been talking to patent lawyers, and in terms of the glove, as of right now at least, there's probably no possibility to protect it because it's vibration motors connected in a glove, and it's seen technology connected in not that unique way, not enough at least. But we might have some intellectual properties in terms of the way that we translate from the visual into vibrations and make the whole connection there.
Cool. And second question is, it sounds cheap, 500 kroner. What's the production price?
So we've tried to estimate it a bit, at least for what we are working with at the moment. And we have this glove, and we have 4 vibration motors, and then there's like a connection to the PC, and it's all very cheap components. I think Dev has some more, but we've estimated that it's around 100 kroner to produce it. Wow. And I think that's like highly put.
It seems Nina has a burning question.
Yeah.
No, it was actually the same, but let's continue on production, right? So it's components, but do you envisage producing it yourself, or do you want to go to somewhere else, or have you thought about the logistics and all this?
So we have started thinking about it. We still have a lot of unknowns because we are having this prototype glove that we want to redesign into something better, and we need a proper fabric for the glove that can be worn for a long time and fits to different hand sizes and such. And there's some pricing in that, but I think we're gonna do it like outsourced. We've both talked about having coming in from Asia, and maybe in some Nordic countries, if we can find some nice Nordic design that can make it for a price that can be profitable for everyone.
Okay. Maria Flora, do you have a question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Emil. I was wondering, have you gotten any user feedback from your prototype?
Yeah.
And so that's the first question. And the second is there anyone else in this market gaming for visually impaired people?
Okay, so first question, we've tested with 5 for now, I think. And the feedback has been great so far. And we have proven that you can play a game using the technology. Yeah, and the second question was what?
So the second question is there anyone else on this market?
So yes and no. There has been some researching papers done in similar things, but it's been like real big constructions to play the game. And then there's something called audio games, which is created for blind people. It's games that uses audio instead of video.
Right. One final very short question and answer. Just 20 seconds left.
The market, how big is the market?
How big it is? Well, we estimate it to be 3 million people, and that's like a section of the age group and what we expect of blind people who will game if they had the same options as we have as sighted people.
Right. Thanks a lot, Emil and Blending Vibes, and also to the judges. Really great job. All right. We have one team left. That's Team Easy Wheel. So tight. I hope you're ready, because you're the final team up in this pitching competition for the Skylab Ignite Finals 2020.
Cool.
Are you able to share your screen?
Yeah, we hope so.
Great. Yes, it seems to work now.
All right.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, we are ready.
You can then go.
Cool. Hi, we are Team Easy Wheel, and we are making the best motorized experience for users in manual wheelchairs. But first, who are we? Well, we are a diverse team of 3 engineers, Thor, Ori, and myself, Tide. And so why did we make the best solution for users in manual wheelchairs? Well, this is Ditte. She's my girlfriend, and she is in a manual wheelchair. And she has given me a lot of insight into the life of a wheelchair user. Humans are not designed to use wheelchairs. This means limited accessibility, and injuries from overstraining the body is an inevitable part of the life of a wheelchair user. And she's not alone. These problems were further validated by many interviews of wheelchair users, physiotherapists, and rehabilitation centers. And to make things even worse, no existing solution addresses these problems in a meaningful way for the users. We don't think that's fair. So we decided to make the best motorized system for manual wheelchairs. We take the user's manual wheelchair and fit a smart assisting motor underneath the seat and change the wheels. This will turn any wheelchair into a smart assisted wheelchair, while at the same time being almost unnoticeable. Why is this so good? Well, besides being intelligent and customizable through our app, it can track and proactively prevent injuries. It also allows the users to maintain a high activity level so they can do whatever they want without their physical boundaries. In fact, it is so smart and customizable. You can drive it manually with only one arm and still have precise control in any direction and speed. No other assisted wheelchair in the world can do this. And this is not just something we say. We already have a working prototype and several letters of intent from users wanting our solution right now. All right, some of you might still ask, that sounds pretty amazing, but how does the numbers look? Well, our business model is focused on leasing our solution to users on a 5-year plan, a cheap monthly cost and a small upfront payment. The production cost will be earned back before the end of the first year. And we have done a conservative estimate of the total addressable market in Denmark to be around 580 million kroner. And for the EU, it's 17.5 billion kroner. We are currently looking for relevant partnerships to build an advisory board with business knowledge in the sector, so we can reach our goal of 35 units leased by users already by September next year. To reach this goal, we are also currently looking for an investment of 250,000 kroner for the initial production cost. Thank you for your time, and remember, fair mobility is for everyone.
Thanks a lot, Tide and Team Easy Wheel. Yeah. Great job. All right, judges. Nina, do you want to give it a go?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm here. So 35 wheelchairs by next year. That doesn't sound like, you know, how will you make all this happen in the business plan? Because it doesn't sound as so many.
No, it's not actually too many, but we are in the beginning here producing it ourselves, and the initial production cost will be about 250,000 kroner, and we are currently seeking investment for the 250,000. So that's actually the main issue at the moment.
And will you produce it here in Copenhagen, or do you plan to outsource, or how will you do that?
The initial batch we can produce ourselves. None of it is based on any sort of futuristic technology. All of it exists and is proven and known to work. We do also have several wheelchair manufacturers in Denmark in our sites for partnerships.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jacob, you want to continue?
Yeah. I'm maybe a little bit slow, but could you just run me through what were the parts again, the tech parts that you were changing, and what was the functionality of it?
Sure. We have motors and motor controllers, and of course battery. And that's basically it. It's pretty simple. We need to assemble it on a different wheel we have designed, but that's pretty much it.
And a computer for this much.
Yeah, and of course a computer connected to it.
All right. And do you have anyone in the team with business to government sales experience?
No, we don't have business to government sales experience, but that's also part of what we're seeking. We have done a lot of outreach to kommunerne and HMI og hjælpemiddelbasen, and have actually figured out what it takes to be a part of that, so we can offer it for kommunerne, and have all of that lined up, and have a really good communication with them. Actually, they're really interested.
Great.
And we also have our prototype right over here if you want to see it, the initial early prototype.
Oh, you're muted, Jacob.
I'm not sure we have time for that now, but I think, Maria, did you have a question? You had your hand raised.
Yes, I just wondered if you're planning on only selling through the government entities, or are you also selling directly to consumers? And what do both of these segments, how do they estimate the price? Do they think that's feasible?
Well, that's a really good question. We don't actually just sell to kommuner. We also do it privately, leasing it, and that's actually the main reason for leasing it, having the price being as low as possible. Otherwise, they are really expensive to buy. The competitors are extremely expensive, 40,000 to 60,000 plus months. We are considerably cheaper and also better than any of the competitors. So our communication with kommunerne says the price is, of course, of a matter, but if it's the best product, it's not of a big matter. And we're even cheaper than the competitors.
A final short question. There's still 30 seconds.
And is it, although it maybe is cheaper than the competitors, is it feasible for, so I could imagine that the target group, a lot will be elderly people on a government paid pension. Is it feasible for them?
Yeah, we believe it is 550 kroner per month and a down payment of 2,000 for the initial start of it. I think that's pretty realistic for such a big help. And we are, of course, still
validated.
Yeah, we have talked to users, and some of them, if you talk a buying price, they are like around 25,000 for the people.
Time's up. I'm so sorry.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Team EasyWheel. The final pitcher in the Skylab Ignite pitching competition. Great job, and a round of applause to all of the teams. I think you did really a great job, and as Ignite lead, I'm really proud of you this evening. And also thanks for great questions to the judges. So while I try to share my screen again, I'm gonna ask the judges to follow my colleague to a virtual room where you're gonna do your discussion to find out the Ignite winner and the runner-up, and Rasmus has more details on that. And for the rest of us, let me just see if I can get to the right place here. So just a short sum up of where we are in the program. We've now been through the pitching competition of Skylab Ignite, so the 10 weeks accelerator DTU Skylab for early stage startups. We run it on a biannual basis for the ones that wasn't with us in the beginning. And tonight is the finals for the autumn batch for 2020. We have 7 teams. They've pitched and they've gotten a lot of really strong questions from a panel of Nina Movin, Maria Flora Andersen, and Jakob Heiberg. They've now left the virtual room with the participants to go and discuss for the winners. So next up on the agenda is a really exciting moment where we're going to hand some power to the audience. So what that means is I'm now showing on the screen the Mentimeter code. So you go to www.menti.com and put this code in order to vote for your favorite Skylab Ignite team. So this is the audience favorite that we're now voting for. So you can choose your favorite. So what you're going to do is you go into the menti.com, you put this code, and then you just choose the team that you think did the best pitch, has the most convincing business plan, or has most potential to revolutionize the industry that they're working with. All right, so we're just going to give you a few minutes to get into the link and to cast your vote. So we're going to hide the results for now and then reveal the audience favorite once the judges they come back again. Okay, so just stay tuned online. But this is now that you go and cast a vote. All right. So you're gonna get 2 more minutes. So we're just gonna count down. So I hope that it's working well, and that you'll help us to choose the favorite amongst the teams. So just as a reminder, the audience favorite receives a prize of 10,000 Danish krone, and these are sponsored by Christian Nielsen's fund. And once the judges they come back, they will both tell us how many actually cast a vote and how many votes the winner for the audience favorite prize got. Okay, so just a few more seconds, and I'm just checking with my backup check team if everything is all right. And I think we're still receiving a few more votes. Remember, you can only vote once. Okay, we're just giving a few more seconds. Okay, we seem to have a bit of a technical issue with the link, so just hang on 1 second. We're working on it right now. So apparently we'll have to reset the Menti code. There was a problem with the link, so we will be sharing in a new code just in 2 seconds. So just hang on and stay patient. We are working the best we can to solve the problem. All right, this is truly an exciting audience favorite. There's a lot of suspense, and we hope that you're still hanging in there. My tech team is really working efficiently to share the link. So so actually, just to give you a bit of background of how we are running this today, I'm home in my living room, we're running with 2 computers and Slack, where we have a backstage communication. We have a computer where we are running slides and an external webcam, and actually the entire team, they sit physically in different places. So that also means that whenever we have to communicate, we actually can't really reach each other, but trying our best to communicate on Slack. So I'm also now hearing from my backstage that it seems that the Mentimeter voting link and code actually did work. And this is the joy of running virtual events. When you're the host, it's impossible to see what the audience is actually doing at that moment when you're talking. So we have received your votes. No worries, we received your votes for the audience favorite. Okay, so we are now gonna close the audience favorite vote. I'm very sorry for this confusion, and I hope that you had the time. At least we actually left a bit more time for the audience favorite than expected. So with these words, we're now on to another very exciting point in the agenda. We're gonna be announcing the DTU Student Startup of the Year. So that means that I'm gonna give the word back to Marianne Tellersen. And Marianne, are you still with us on Zoom? So Marianne Tellersen is the DTU Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, to those who were not there in the welcoming in the beginning. So Marianne, I'm gonna give the word to you.
Thank you. So it's very exciting to be able to announce the DTU Startup of the Year. So in 2000 and what was it? It was 13. We decided that we needed to present a Student Startup of the Year at the annual party of DTU in order to celebrate all our fantastic student startups. And I think you just saw 7 of them previously in this session. So now we will announce the 2020 Student Startup of the Year.
Marianne?
Yes?
I'm actually just gonna ask you to hold on just one second, because we have to promote Dominique Or 1 second.
Okay. Well, you know, technology is fantastic when it works, but then I'll just chat on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So in the previous years, we have had some amazing startups winning, and they are all doing really well today. So we are incredibly proud of our student startups of the year and all the other startups as well. Even those who don't make it and just learn from it, we are also very proud of them. And we are so proud this year to have a quite fantastic and ambitious student startup of the year 2020. So the student startup of the year 2020 is DFudger. And we have prepared a small video for you to know what is DFudger. So you'll get that now, I hope.
DFudger is developing a detection system that is able to analyze all kinds of deepfake videos, forged images, and other types of media content by using state-of-the-art technologies such as AI, blockchain, and computer vision. Nowadays, we live in a post-truth world, which means everything what we see on the internet is not really trustworthy. This means that seeing is actually no longer believing. So our ultimate goal is to stop the spread of fake news by enabling news and media companies to filter the content they intend to publish. By using technologies such as DFudger, we can be the building blocks towards a more truthful society.
Let's give them a big hand. It's quite amazing. So, hi Dominic, I prepared a small speech that I'll just give for you first, and then we can take an interview afterwards, if that's fine with you. So it all started in the autumn of 2018, where 3 students, 2 from DTU and 1 from CBS, decided that they wanted to do something about all the fake content on the internet. Already in January 2019, they joined VentureCup with a solution to detect fake videos on the internet. And they received a lot of valuable feedback showing that they were onto something really important. From there on, it moved quite fast. The team received DTU Skylab funding and also were accepted into the InnoFounder program of the Innovation Fund Denmark. The funding made it possible for them to hire their first employee in the summer of 2019. A DTU student, by the way, which of course I really like. The team saw that the German market was probably the biggest market in Europe for their product, and they applied for 2 German acceleration programs. They were accepted for both, but decided to join the Alex Springer Porsche program in Berlin, a 100-day program which was handled in parallel with Dominique and Sultan being exchange students in Singapore and Hong Kong, respectively. Quite impressive. DFudger is developing an API solution for bigger companies and a web solution for smaller companies. They had their first minimal viable product already in the winter of 2019 and have several customers by now. The first product can detect whether parts from photos are taken from another photo. The next one will show the fake video detection, and then probably they will be able also to do a one-stop solution for fact-checking on the internet. DFudger has 19 employees now in Denmark, Berlin, and Hungary. And the team shows very strong determination and are really good at surrounding themselves with capable people that help them maintain their speed and high quality effort for the benefit of the international society. I truly congratulate DFudger, and I'm so impressed of what you have made. Congratulations. And I have a diploma, but you just have to dream about that, and I'll send it on an email. And there's also a prize of 25,000 Danish kroner on the way to you. And I hope we'll be able to see each other in real life pretty soon.
Yes, I hope as well. I wanted to be there for the awards, but it was cancelled and there was no flight, so stuck in my country right now. But thank you very much. It's an honor. And in the name of the team, it was a really hard ride. But I think since we have an awesome team, I would like to congratulate them. And this award belongs to all of us and to DTU. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. So tell me, Dominic, how far are you with all these deep fakes? What have you developed so far?
Yes, so basically, it's a very complex problem, which is not really directly approachable to the market only. This means that that's one side of the whole problem, to bring this solution to the media and all kinds of industries. But one primary thing what we've learned during our journey is surely to work together with institutions and governments, but we are still pursuing. Right now we've been working together with the German government and right now with Danish institutions as well for approximately 1 year now. It's been a very fruitful collaboration. This whole basically deepfake detection thing is approximately 3 to 4 years old. We started 2 years ago, and I can say that we are really much in the forefront of this innovative technology, which I'm really proud of. So thanks for my team again for being so cool. And basically right now we managed to have like a pretty extensive network in the US as well. And there are some foundations we support our work, including the Atlantic Council, who we work together, and we just keep we keep sharing big amounts of people, like what we've learned so far through disinformation and the detection of visual content. Right now we are going to have webinars with the American Foreign Journalists Council, so I feel like our name is becoming bigger and bigger, and the reputation. And as I told you before, it's really crucial. What I see right now is that we are a third party. This means we are not connected to Google or Facebook or any of these giants. I feel like that's a huge advantage in these days, because people see that as a value, that we are not obliged to listen to their orders. We can do whatever we want because we are not restricted, And DTU has helped us a lot with that, and the Danish government and the European Union. So I think these are great initiatives, and these helped us to get forward.
So I understand on the way on improving your product, you also had contact with Professor Harit from Berkeley University. Isn't that true? And
yes,
you kind
exactly.
of stated that you are on the forefront with your technology, so you really have a big first mover advantage.
Yes, that's true. We have a first mover advantage. I wouldn't say in this field first mover advantage is like a true advantage, because things are happening so quickly and anyone can catch up. But our domain knowledge is crucial, I would say. And Professor Harid, including other professors from Berkeley, Berkeley is pretty close to Skylab through the startup programs, as far as I know. And we have very cool mentors right now. As you said in the intro, I think it's crucial to surround us with key people who are supporting our goal and see the end purpose. So I think that's great, and we really appreciate their help. So yes, that's how we are with the professors.
So I understand that you were very fast at developing your minimum viable product, and you also were very fast in getting your first customers. So what have you learned from your customer experiences?
I wouldn't say we were fast. Maybe I'm just, a maximalist, but I feel like we've been pretty slow. So our initial product was ready in the summer of 2019 with a Danish company. I call it alpha testing. And what we basically learned is that, back then we were testing deepfake detection, and we learned it right away that it's not only deepfakes but images as well. And I think what we have as our primary market, the media market, is a pretty niche market. It's not like I feel like there are not that many companies there, so you cannot just approach that many clients or potential clients. It's really hard to get either one of them on board because they are so big and they operate like corporates. So as a primary advice for startups, I feel like you have to choose your beachhead market, and that market has to be the one where you can advance really quickly. Because as a startup, you have to iterate, because it's almost for 100% that what you have right now is ideas. Those are just assumptions, and you have to validate them. You can only validate them if your customers are willing to move quickly with you. But if they are corporates or institutions, well, that's very hard, and that's a bottleneck for our story as well. But we did accomplish to approach many and the biggest giants in Europe, and we managed to run testing with them. But it wasn't, it didn't happen overnight. So as I said initially, in the summer of 2019, that we began to develop the second iteration a few months after. It was ready by the beginning of 2020, before the corona crisis hit. So what I could also say as a learning from this is that treat your code as a prototype. It's really painful, and we had to go through several learning sessions or feedback sessions with our developers, because it was so painful for them to let the code go which they wrote for so many weeks and months, because we had to let that code go, and it's just a very bad feeling. It demotivates them, and we as founders, we are the ones responsible for making correct decisions and minimizing the risk. And just treat your code as a prototype until you know that you have a product fit. It's always a prototype. Is going to stay a prototype. Make sure it basically enforces your customers' needs and brings them value. But that's the minimal thing. So don't spend time with writing your code. It's more important to find the value that you create, and make sure that's actually a value, not like imagined thing.
Then you were quite fast to go to Germany, because you found that was a really big market, which of course it is, and you took this acceleration program in Berlin. Can you talk a little bit about that? Did that give you anything?
Yes, so I feel like startup accelerators are pretty hyped nowadays, more than when we started 2 years ago. Yeah, about startup accelerators, APX, which we've been a part of, we were told that it's one of the best in Europe, at least the best in Berlin, and Berlin is like a main startup hub in Europe. So we were really excited, and actually I could join the accelerator program for 1 month out of the 3 months because of my exchange semester, as you said. And I really liked the vibe. I loved that it was everyone there full time almost, and doing all kinds of innovation. And the people who appear there, they are just crazy, like directors of companies. And network-wise, I think it was the best experience. Like, we got to know the most people who we know today from there. So in that point, I think if you, I wouldn't say you should go to an accelerator if you just for the network and for the fun of it, or just the learning, because I feel like they don't teach you that much. You can teach that kind of thing yourself from a very high quality startup book, to be honest. So I don't think these personal mentoring sessions are that good. I think finding an appropriate advisor for your startup is much better. For us, I think it definitely worked better, who basically made the same mistakes as you are making right now. Other than that, if the accelerator is within your industry, so let's say you are in an insurance industry, I feel like an insurance accelerator would be crucial then, because they just help you to get the network and potential clients faster. So I feel like right now, that's my personal experience, that with startup accelerators, getting the network, getting the potential customers, and the whole support in that specific field where you're operating, that's very good. But other than that, yeah, so right now we are planning to go to Skylab Berkeley for the spring of 2021. That would be like a crucial accelerator for us, because as you said, we have a very serious Berkeley alumni network and professor network, and we could be there physically, hopefully, and just do our research together with them, like deep tech research, and also networking in the Silicon Valley and basically media and social media companies. That would be crucial for us. So that's our choice right now. That's another accelerator program, but I feel like that would be more relevant than the APX one, which was in Berlin. By the way, that was the reason why we went there is because it's organized by Axel Springer, and Axel Springer is the biggest media company in the world. So that was the main reason, actually.
Fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about the founders. So the three of you, one from CBS and two from DTU. You knew each other in advance, didn't you? Could you talk a little bit about how has it been for you to work together, and how could you exploit each other's competences and so on?
Yes, so basically I knew Zoltan, who was also from DTU from the beginning. We started there in the general engineering program, which I can totally recommend. It's a very cool program, so congratulations for that. And yeah, we were friends, and he was more into machine learning. I was more into computer science, but both software kind of way, you know. I knew Christoph from CBS. He was also Hungarian from Copenhagen, and I actually did a couple of projects together with him before. And one day he approached us that, hey, there are these deep fakes and let's try to detect them. And I was very confused, like I never heard about deepfakes back then. It was like October of 2018. And I just had my initial machine learning course then, and I just knew how to do a simple linear regression. But yeah, I was pretty confused. And Zoltan already had his machine learning course, and Zoltan was like, yeah, maybe we should set up a simple neural network to classify these deepfakes. And we were like, oh yeah, it sounds so simple. We should do it. And three of us joined together, and we embarked on this journey. And of course, after I think 1.5 months, we realized, okay, this is not as simple as having a simple neural network to classify them. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of time burned actually, but I wouldn't say burned. But we just wasted so much time on doing stupid things in the beginning, typical startup mistakes. We were so much more inexperienced, but I feel like that's a journey you have to go through, and that's how we got together. And regarding competences, Zoltan, until this day, he's more machine learning specialist in the team. I got to understand how crucial it is to build a product which delivers the customer's needs. So I'm more the product specialist and product manager of the team with a technical understanding, and also I'm responsible for the organizational issues. As you said, we have many employees now. We cannot just let them do whatever they want. We have to keep the whole thing together. It's a very serious task, and I enjoy keeping order in the chaos. So, and Christoph is still doing the business development and marketing tasks.
So now you have become a real leader, right? With all the hassle that is in that as well.
I wouldn't say real leader, but we are trying our best. I think if you talk to the guys who are working together with us, they would tell you that we are really on the same level, and we always ask for feedback. I really want to make sure that everyone enjoys working together with us towards the same goal. So I'm doing all I can, but it's really interesting that in the beginning we were like, okay, we don't like corporates, we don't like corporate companies. They are so big, they are so slow. But the more time I spend doing this, I realize corporates are actually cool because they are so massive, but there are thousands of people, but everybody knows what they have to do, and it just manages to move forward. It's sometimes really hard to move forward, and I feel like it's a big pressure, but I'm doing all I can to learn, and everybody is doing it, so I hope that it's just becoming better and better by time, But we are still very young, so.
At least I can assure you I'm really impressed. And I think you have been progressing very fast, despite your own kind of ignoring it a little bit. I think you have worked extremely hard, and I think your product is really important for the world. So I wish you all the best, and I really look forward to us meeting, face to face in the future. And all the best. I would have loved to give you a great applause, but it's a little fake, here, so I can just do like this, but I really applaud you. I think it's fantastic. So thank you so much, Dominic.
Thank you. It's an honor once again, and thank you for giving us all this, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, both Marianne and also Dominique, and congratulations to the team Defudger. Definitely, I hope that we have a lot of audience that are following this on LinkedIn, and I hope that you guys who are listening in there also help with a virtual applause, maybe write a comment on the chat and so on. This is really a prestigious prize. So thank you so much for joining us here tonight, Dominique, and representing the team. Give my best to the rest of the team as well.
Thank you, Skylab. You are the best, and all the best of luck for the other startups and wannabe startups who will become great. So thank you.
Thanks.
Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Great. Okay, so this was the announcement of DTU Student Startup of the Year 2020. And with this prestigious prize being handed out to DFudger, it means that we are now ready to get back to the program of the Skylab Ignite final. We have our 3 jury members joining the virtual room again. They have been discussing for finding the winners of Ignite, and while you, Maria, Flora, Jacob, and Nina, we were out for the votation, the audience has also cast a vote. So just a small reminder, what we're gonna do now is first announce the audience favorite, who's gonna win 10,000 Danish krone. We are then going forward to announce the runner-up. The team is gonna win 15,000 Danish krone. And finally, the Ignite winner of autumn 2020, who's gonna win 25,000 Danish krone. And all of the prizes are sponsored by Christian Nielsen's fund. So, are you excited? I hope you are, because this is truly a big moment. At least I'm really curious to see what has happened. So I have this physical diploma here with me at home. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to get a frame. That's how lo-fi we are running in this virtual setup. But this is going to be sent out to the audience favorite. But Jacob Heiberg.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the word to you and give the honor of announcing the audience favorite of Skylab Ignite Autumn 2020.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being part of the jury for this, and we had a good discussion in backstage in a virtual setting. But I have been given the honor of doing the audience favorite award, and I'm not going to linger because I didn't have any influence on that. With 22 out of the 96 cast votes, the winner is Thermo.
Team Thermo, favorite. So congratulations, Team Thermo. you can see it. So while you were out to do the votation, we had a bit of a technical setback with the voting. We were a bit unsure whether the votes were actually going through, but it seems that they did, because we actually received quite a lot of votes. So congratulations to Team Thermo. So without further ado, I'm gonna give the word to Nina Movi, who's gonna help us announce the second place. I have a bit of difficulty changing my slide here, but you can imagine a similar slide with a runner-up on it. So just in 1 second, but Nina, you can just take the floor.
Okay. Thank you. So the runner-up, before I mention the name, let me just give you a flavor. The runner-up had a really strong customer validation of the product, which is always great. And so it was tested with customers. And when I say some of the customers are the municipalities, you can probably imagine it is Easy Wheels who are the runner-up. We think we had a couple of interesting remarks, which I think the team should take with them. And one of them, we thought the rollout is a bit slow, but we really like the product and the fact that people in wheelchairs can get around without getting injuries. We also found the price model interesting, but it could be a challenge when you're out there competing in when the municipalities are buying. So we will advise you guys to be really quick and get the rollout out soon and get a homepage out where people can buy the product. So congratulations, Easy Wheels. Well done.
Nice, well done. And of course, there's a low-fi certificate for you guys as well. So, of course, the prizes so far, they've been super exciting as well, but we've come to the big final, the Ignite winner of Skylab Ignite Autumn 2020. And if I'm not wrong, Maria Flora, you will be presenting that one.
Yes, thank you very much, Diana, and thank you to all of the startups who have participated here this afternoon. It has been a truly inspiring task to sit here and listen to all your pitches. It was a really, really strong batch, so it was not an easy decision to pick out a winner. Nonetheless, we had to do so, and we have chosen a startup which has a solution with not only an enormous economic potential, but also with a potential for a great both environmental and social impact. They delivered a convincing pitch. They demonstrated a strong understanding of a truly global problem. And they also convinced the judges that they have the right business model and a well-suited team to execute on it. So I'm very, very honored to announce the winner of the Ignite Final 2020. It is Thermore. Huge congratulations to you guys.
Wow, all right. That's 2 prizes in one evening. So the virtual background makes it a bit difficult to see what's actually going on in the room, but it seems that there are a lot of really happy guys from Team Fairmore.
Woo!
Congratulations, Team Fairmore.
Much well deserved. If I should just motivate with a few more comments, then everyone in the judging panel, they found the idea very, very interesting. We also all acknowledge the potential of solving this problem, which is applicable hugely alone here in Denmark, but even more so, as you also demonstrated in your very well-prepared pitch, in Australia, in a lot of countries in the developing world. What we think is the most exciting thing to follow you on your future journey is to see how it plays out with these big industry players who will be instrumental to really taking this solution to the fully scalable level. But we also believe that you have what it takes to pull through with it. So best of luck on your journey from here onward. We expect great things of you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there's a huge echo. So it seems that you've already gone into party mode, Team Thermal, but would you mind actually carrying out your pitch just one final time for tonight? Or have you already shut down all... Well, at least we have a bit of an echo challenge that needs to be solved.
Yes, we have just, if you can give us about a minute, we will be ready. We didn't anticipate this.
You can get about 1 minute. Then in the meantime, then of course I can show this one that we also made for the first place. So it's just a certificate as the others. And of course, I just want to say again that I've been really impressed by all of the pitches that we've seen this afternoon. I think all 7 teams, they've done a really great job. You've improved so much from the very beginning of Skylab Ignite, and although of course the judges have not seen you from the beginning, but I see that they're all nodding, and I think you should really be proud of all of you. And for being dedicated to keep up the entrepreneurial spirit, and for hanging on to be part of this accelerator program, despite ups and downs with the changing circumstances that we're all living in at the moment. We're gonna, let's see if my virtual background can work. It's kind of glimpsing a bit. This is a certificate for forest certificate that we're gonna hand out to all of you as that have participated in Ignite, and we also have one for the judges. And since it's a bit difficult to see with my virtual background, it's gonna be a surprise how it actually looks when we send it around. But with this said, it seems that the Team Thermo is ready to perform their pitch just one final time.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, you just go ahead.
It's the summer 2020, and Otto, he's out harvesting with his combine harvester. The harvester's mower hits a rock, sparks fly, and the sparks ignite a fire. Because of the bad orientation possibilities, as well as dust from the field, it's impossible for Otto to discover the flames. When Otto makes it to the end of the field, the fire has expanded. Otto immediately grabs his fire extinguisher and rushes towards the flames, but it's already too late. The value of Otto's loss is close to 700,000 crowns. His insurance covers 60%, but still, poor Otto loses almost 300,000 crowns. Through interviews we've had with farmers, firemen, and farmers' unions, we know that Otto, he isn't alone. In 2018, the Danish fire services went out and extinguished 1,700 harvest fires in just July and August, and the problem is even larger abroad. We are Thermo. In everything we do, we believe in creating a safer world. We solve sustainability problems by making user-friendly products. Our solution is a sensor mounted at the top back of the harvester. That it can detect heat changes in a range of 200 meters. And that's perfect because the Danish fire services tell us that it's within the first minute of a spark that a fire ignites. When Thermo discovers a fire, it will alert the farmer inside the cockpit. Now, the farmer can extinguish the flames himself. Our global market consists of 3.8 million harvesters with an annual sale of 28,000 new units each year. Our customers tell us that they wish to buy Thermo already implemented on harvesters. So that's why we're working towards a license agreement with both Claes and John Deere. Our biggest competitors on the market right now is Site Security. Site Security's towers with thermal cameras will alert an external team, and then the external team will alert the fire department. The solution cost 500,000 crowns. Thermo solution cost only 15,000 crowns. We discover the fire immediately. We alert the farmer within seconds. We are setting the farmer a safe harvest. And by partnering up with insurance companies, we wish to become an insurance requirement so we can be standard equipment for harvesters, just like a seatbelt in a car. We have spoken to our customers and they tell us that they want to discover the fire as early as possible so they can extinguish them themselves. We are Thermo, we secure the harvest. Thank you very much.
Congrats once more. So congrats to Team Thermo for winning the audience favorite of 10,000 Danish krona, the Ignite winner for 25,000 Danish krona, but also huge congratulations to Easy Wheel for winning the second place, the runner-up prize for 15,000 Danish krona. And of course, also to all of the other teams. Like as I mentioned before, we're really, really proud of all of you, and you've done such a great job. So this is the wrap up of the Skylab Ignite finals autumn 2020. It's been a really great pleasure to have you on board, Maria Flor Andersen, Nina Movin, and Jakob Heiberg. You've also maintained a very high level as judges, and we hope that you will be back again at another time. And thanks for the team on backstage, and also to Team D-Fudger that won the DTU Student Startup Prize of the Year, and Marianne Tillerson for handing over the prize and welcoming us to this celebration of DTU startups. I hope that you've all enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll reach out to the teams that you find interesting, that you can help, or that you have any further feedback on, whether you're listening in on LinkedIn or on if you're on the backstage. I'll be happy to provide the contact and the link. And yeah, with that said, also reach out if you have any more questions about DTU Skylab or Skylab Ignite Accelerator Program, or anything that has been on the program for tonight. So with that said, thanks a lot to everyone. Thanks for listening in on LinkedIn, and for everybody who has contributed to this. So I'm just checking if we're still live.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.